Now we're going to roll your bicep. This is the movement that your lead arm makes in the downswing. First, let me remind you, what is the movement of your arms in the golf swing? Fold, unfold, refold. Again, it's fold, unfold, refold. Now, let's do this little exercise I had you do earlier. Just take your club and just turn your body back and forth. I don't want you to do anything with your arms, but I do want you to look at your lead bicep, your lead elbow. What is it doing? Comes down, it hits your chest, and it rolls forward. Specifically, that bicep comes down, hits your chest, and rolls forward. What happens when it does that? Your club face closes. You don't use your wrist or your hands to close the club face. In origami golf, we use your big muscles to close the club face. What I want you to do for this exercise, come up to the hitch and ride position. You don't need to turn. Take your lead elbow and put it in that little pocket in the middle of your chest and just roll that open. Okay? Think of this pocket or this crease in your elbow. Think of it coming from this position, which is where it is at the lead, and just rolling open. Okay? Notice when I do that, I'm going to relax this hand completely. It's here, and I just roll it open. When I do that, the club face rolls closed. So just roll that elbow. It's a bicep and shoulder movement. I don't want you using any muscles below your elbow at all. Not one. It's a shoulder and bicep movement. Those are the muscles. Just take this and roll it open. If you want to, try practicing it without even a club in your hand. Roll it open. Roll it open. Roll it open. Roll this crease open. That's the movement. So what I want you to do, take the club in your hand, just go hitching a ride, take your elbow and put it in that little pocket in your chest and roll it open. That's it. Just roll it open. Let your other hands relax. Let your trail arm relax for the moment. Let your wrist and your forearms relax. We're just focused on that elbow and rolling it open. Okay? Bring it into that pocket and roll it open. If you can learn to do this, you'll be able to close a club face every single time. And because you're using your big muscles and not these little fine-tuned muscles in your fingers, you'll be more consistent in where you close the club face too. Okay, so let's practice turning our bicep. Get your click counter, make sure it's set to 0. Just bring it up. Once you just hit your rod and turn. That's it. Hit your rod, turn. Hit your rod, turn. Was that 3, 4, 5. Remember, the movement here is completely done with your shoulder and your bicep. You think about turning your elbow. Okay, don't use your forearm to turn your elbow. Don't use anything else. Just think about turning your elbow up using your bicep and your shoulder muscles. Okay? Just keep all these guys relaxed. And your trail arm, keep it relaxed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I know the path of the club head looks kind of weird at the moment. Don't worry about it. That'll get fixed when we put in the other arm motion together and we're in an athletic stance. Standing straight up, yeah, it does look like you're just throwing it over. You're not. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Remember, we're keeping everything else relaxed in this swing. This arm's completely relaxed. This forearm's relaxed. My wrist and hands are relaxed. And notice it still makes a closing motion. That's because we're closing the club using these muscles here. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Notice also what's not happening. Let's start with this elbow. What's not happening is I'm not chicken winging. If you learn this move, you'll never chicken wing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know what else is not happening? I'm not casting the club. My hands naturally rotate over each other. It's not a coincidence, by the way, that chicken winging and casting the club go hand in hand. They really have the same source. But again, learn this little move with your elbow. Not only will you not chicken wing, your casting woes will go away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, my arms are completely relaxed. I'm not trying to rotate the club with this arm at all. I'm not trying to rotate the club with my hands or my forearms or my wrists at all. The entire rotation, they're staying completely relaxed. Relaxed, 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 relaxed. All that's relaxed in the move. The only movement I'm making is with my shoulder and this bicep. I'm just rotating that elbow, rotating that little pocket to the sky as I try to plug my elbow into my sternum. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know, when I first started this, I thought it would be just totally relaxed arms. I could forget about it. And it would all be about the body rotation and movement. I could just let the arms go through the motion. I had no idea that by the time I got to the end of this journey that there'd be so much focus on the arms, but so many people are telling you stuff to do stuff that doesn't really happen in the golf swing, that you've got to focus on the arms just to learn to let the motion happen. Most of the instruction you get is actually, when it comes to the arms, is actually interfering with a natural golf motion, including this one. So just let that bicep rotation happen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's try it from the side. I don't know how to look, but I'll give you a different look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, again, I know that the golf club head is making some crazy movement in here. Don't worry about it. We haven't gotten where we're doing anything with that yet. We're just focused on this arm and making sure it closes. And I want you to think about this not just as an elbow movement, but as your bicep movement. Think about your bicep coming down and rolling across your chest. Okay, your bicep comes down and rolls across your chest. Just let it roll. One, two, 3, 4, 5. Halfway there. Look, I know I focus a lot on what could be called micro movements, and this is certainly a micro movement in the golf swing. But when you break it down into little parts and then just master the little parts, then putting them together into the big parts becomes easy. So it takes you a little longer to do it, but you're going to learn it better. After all, this is only a 30-day course. And when you get through the 30 days, you'll have a complete golf swing. But you've got to learn the little parts first. A little patience is going to pay off a lot in the long run. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's try a slight angle here, see what we get. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 60. Almost there. Now, this is when you start getting tired and bored, and this is where you start actually. 3, 4, 5. Oh, 5. Again, I'm not doing anything with my other arms. You notice that they cross over and close automatically. It's all that bicep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And again, you notice I'm doing this standing straight up. I'm a big believer in taking those angles out and just isolating that one little movement. We'll get to an athletic stance where we're making the turn and the downswing using these motions. But for now, I want you to do them standing up so you can just focus on your shoulder and bicep. That's it. Look at this little pocket and watch what it's doing. We're just trying to take your elbow, put it in your sternum, and let that bicep roll across your chest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, when you start this movement at the top, relax this arm. Relax your trail arm completely. Relax your hand, lead hand, relax your lead wrist, relax your lead forearm. Don't let them interfere with this movement. We're just practicing this one movement, this bicep movement at the moment. Just bring it up here and roll. Roll your bicep across your chest. 2, 3, roll. 4, roll. Roll. 5. Again, notice the bicep comes from or your lead arm comes from its outstretched position. It comes down against your chest and rolls. Okay, I want you to really think hard about getting this elbow point into your sternum in there and just let it roll across. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We at here? 85. Again, it's a rolling motion with your bicep. It's all the movement muscles you use are in your shoulder and in your bicep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 10 more. I hope you've noticed by now I'm not your usual golf teacher. If what you want is standard instruction, you should probably just get a standard teacher and they'll teach you. But I teach a standard swing, but I use slightly different methods to teach, and I think they're more effective. Like I said, this 30-day course, you'll come out at the end with a good golf swing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. My other goal in teaching and just in these little pieces and teaching the way I do is so you'll understand your golf swing. You'll understand how all the pieces fit together and what's going on. Then when someone comes along and says, oh, just make this change, you can think and say, well, will that fit with what I'm doing or not? That's the problem with most golf instruction. They just slap on a Band-Aid, say, oh, just do this, here's this one fix. But they never talk to you about what your actual swing is. Not every swing fix works with every type of swing. There are a lot of different swing styles, and you need to understand your golf swing. One, two, three, four, five. And that's another 100. Now, if you're not comfortable with it, do some more. Like I said, your goal is to do it so much that you're bored with it. You can do it in your sleep. You do that, and then you won't have to think about it when you're swinging. Don't rush through it. Take your time. Do them slowly, but don't cheat yourself by not doing 100. And if you don't feel you've got it, do 200. How long did this take? 10 minutes? Isn't it really worth 10 minutes practice to get something down?